Hey guys, it's Christy. I'm so excited to be here in the Lowcountry Nutrition Kitchen. Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Caitlin, and I am the owner of Lowcountry Nutrition here in Bluffton, South Carolina.
We're super excited to be working some nutrition into the weekly pep talk. So real quick first, I just want to touch base with you guys what's coming up for the workouts this week. Day one, we've got a new workout that I created this week. I don't know about you guys, but I am super sore from last week. All the strength training, everything hurts. So I figured we'd start off day one next week with a HIIT stretch class. So it's gonna be an exercise that gets your heart rate up, that loosens you up, but then we're gonna hold a stretch for 90 seconds after. So then we're gonna do 90 seconds again of another high intensity exercise, and then you're gonna hold a different stretch. I felt really good after this, ready to go on to the rest of the week's workouts. Day two, we're gonna do volume posterior strength. So kind of like the volume glutes and hams that we did this week, but we're gonna do your whole posterior chain. So we're gonna do back, lower back, glutes, hamstrings, a little bit of calves. Day three, we got a cardio core circuit, okay? We're gonna work the abs a little bit, but get your heart rate up high, loosen you up a little bit, because day four, we're gonna do volume anterior strength. So we're gonna do your chest, your biceps, your abs, and your quads. Okay, and lastly, day five, I know some of us are weekend warriors, especially over the holidays, okay? Lots of festivities going on, maybe not eating as well as you possibly could be. So the weekend warrior workout, day five, try to do that on Friday or Saturday to kickstart your metabolism. Super high intensity, just follow along with the time frame, okay? We did do this week workout, I think it was the second week, so about 11 or 12 weeks ago. If you were with me since the beginning, I'm excited to see how far you've come repeating this workout again. All right, so those are the workouts for the week. Caitlin and I are going to, well, she's gonna show me how professional she is in the kitchen.
Yeah.
She's gonna show us how to make a cool recipe that you can bring to a holiday party.
Or you can totally make it at home for dinner, so it's totally up to you. But today we are going to be making chicken tostadas. So I am gonna be putting her to work, and you will learn as she is learning this recipe. So the first thing you need to do is you need to preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and we are gonna make the actual tostada base, that crunchy base. So we are using some corn tortillas. That's great for those of you that are gluten-free. Corn tortillas are typically gluten-free. You can—
And soy-free.
And soy-free, yes, that's the name. Yes, she is soy-free. So just spread 6 of these out. And I'll talk about, you can buy store tostada shells that are already made. They're hard and crunchy, and they're the base for what we're making. But the problem is they're typically loaded with trans fats and have artificial colors in them. So if you can just get some plain old corn tortillas, that's good. Flour tortillas will not work in this. They don't crisp up as well. So instead of frying them, which if you do buy the store ones, they're fried, we're just gonna spray them with vegetable oil or your cooking spray, flip them over, spray them again, throw them in the oven, 6 minutes aside. I mean, exactly 6 minutes each side, and they will come out nice and beautiful and golden brown, which I cooked a little bit, 6 of them this morning, so we can show you, and we don't have to worry about flipping them. Yeah. So if you do bring these to a holiday party, what I would recommend is getting just like a round cookie cutter and just making smaller circles out of them, or you can cut them in like quarters before you put your toppings on them so they're more bite-sized.
Cool.
Okay, and we will be posting this recipe too, because I will send you like a proper,
Awesome.
like formulated, yes, with
Cool.
calories and protein and all that stuff. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we're going to be making like a guacamole salsa situation. So I have some very large avocados. These, I don't know, they were at the grocery store, they felt right. You want to have just like, you should be able to squeeze them just a little bit. You don't want them rock hard, you don't want them really mushy. So these just felt right, so I got these. That's the best way I can explain it. Normally avocados aren't this big. If you have a normal size avocado, you can just do 3 of them or 4 of them if you really like avocados. So we're gonna take our knives, and I don't know if you guys know the proper way to cut an avocado. It's actually quite comical watching people that don't know how to cut an avocado, try. So we are going, you can just watch me first and then
Okay.
you can try and replicate what I do. Okay. So in the middle of an avocado is a pit, which most of you know. So just take your knife and run it along the side and twist, and there will be the huge pit in the middle. Now, for those of you that don't have good knife skills, you can use a spoon and scoop this out.
Okay.
But like the proper way that most people do it is you put your knife on it, you hit it hard, and then you kind of twist that out. Do you feel safe doing that?
I feel safe.
I would put it like so you don't accidentally hit your fingers. Put it in the palm of your hand.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Twist.
Yep. All right. Cool. All right. So we'll just throw these over here in the
Thank you.
there. Okay. And so to get all the avocado goodness out, I'm going to use your spoon, and I'm going to do it on your cutting board because you're going to be kind of roughly chopping these up and putting them into here for me.
Okay.
So you're going to go along the outside and just scoop it.
Cool.
And then I'll slice it the way I'd like it sliced, so you can do it. Just kind of large chunks. So just like that. And you're gonna go right into the bowl with these.
Cool.
And then when your hands are all gross, they're
Thank
to
you.
wipe it off. All right. So while she's doing that, we're gonna start with the next ingredient. We are going to be using some fresh cilantro in this recipe. Anytime you can use fresh herbs, it just has like a better taste to me. You can totally use dried cilantro too. If you were, I would use maybe a teaspoon instead. But we're going to be cutting up about a 1/4 cup of this fresh cilantro. And I just wanted to note, this is the proper way to store fresh herbs in my experience. You can put it in the fridge just like this. When I got home from the store, I just chopped off the ends and threw it in a mason jar with some water, and it's been in my fridge for the past couple of days. It will have a longer shelf life in your house and not get so slimy and yucky quickly, if that makes sense. Are those the professional terms?
Yes,
Slimy
slimy and
okay.
yucky.
Slimy and yucky. Okay, so we're gonna do roughly a 1/4 cup of cilantro. I do want to note before I did put it in here, I did wash it. Sometimes fresh herbs, especially like cilantro, depending on where you're getting them from, can have like some grimy grit in them.
Yeah.
So just give them a good thorough rinse before. So I'm just gonna roughly chop this up. Also, if you're not a cilantro fan, because some people really do hate it, you can completely eliminate it from the recipe. So we are gonna be making this all in this bowl over here, so I'm just gonna toss it in there.
Awesome.
And then earlier today, I cut up some tomatoes off the vine with tomato storage. Do not store your tomatoes in the refrigerator. They become more mealy. So you want to leave your tomatoes on the counter, just like with your fruit or however you store that. Just so that they have a better like texture when you actually do go to use them.
How'd I do, Coach?
That looks fantastic.
Right.
So
In here?
you can actually use your knife and like
Okay.
move it over. So I did, I think, about 5 tomatoes. Really, we're just trying to get like a 1.5 cups tomatoes, so whatever that equals, depending on what kind of tomatoes you chose. So we're gonna throw that in there. Next, we are going to do the juice of a lime. So with limes, to get the juices really flowing, you want to roll the lime. If you have a super, super hard lime that doesn't, it's not as soft, you can actually microwave it for 10 or 15 seconds, and that will help release the juices before you. Yeah. I'm just full of practical culinary knowledge. So I'm just gonna, talk about my business for 1 second. So like part of what Lowcountry Nutrition is all about is I do nutrition coaching where I'm like in your home teaching you like culinary advice, and we're going through your cabinets and stuff like that. Or nutrition advice.
How many of you would not want her to go through your refrigerator?
I don't judge though. I really don't. Trust me, I love Doritos. Like that's my weakness. So I get it. I totally get it. But so I teach nutrition. I teach nutrition knowledge. But part of what I do is also because my background is actually in culinary. I'm able to teach you like little tricks on how to do things quickly or a little bit more healthy too. So a lot of people, know their way around the kitchen, but I can help teach you a little bit more. So in here, we just have a tablespoon of cumin and a tablespoon of chili powder. Oh my goodness, my brain. So just pour that in there. I keep my salt in here. If you'll do 2 pretty good sized pinches in there.
Pinch. What kind of salt is this?
This is kosher salt. I prefer kosher salt. If you are gonna do where you have a little bowl situation, you definitely want a bigger grain of salt, and you don't want that tiny little iodized salt, because that has more of a stronger flavor. And then I'm just gonna crack some fresh pepper in there, and then I'm gonna have you use your spoon and mix that up really well for me.
Okay.
You can, when you're mixing, if you could just kind of mash it a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what I totally forgot? And I'm just gonna run over and grab. I forgot to get out the red onion. We're also gonna do a couple tablespoons of red onion in here as well. So if you prefer more of a chunky situation, you don't have to stir it as much. But if you mash it a little bit, it'll turn a little bit more into a guacamole type situation.
I'm so glad you're cutting the red onion. It burns my eyes.
It burns your eyes, yeah. Well, red onions aren't as bad as other
shallots.
Oh, shallots, yeah.
Shallots, they burn.
So I'm doing this a little bit awkward because I have the tiny knife, and I gave her the good big knife so that she wouldn't cut herself. So. Right.
You know me too well.
Yes. Well, I don't like people bleeding in my kitchen. Okay, so go ahead and add that. Okay. All right. So while she's working on that, that's also good for a dip too. You don't have to use that in this recipe. So how simple is that? That's basically the most time-consuming part of this recipe. So one other thing that you're gonna need that will take a little bit of prep work is some shredded chicken. You can buy shredded chicken at the store. You can get a rotisserie chicken and shred it yourself. Or if people that like crock pots or Instapots, we're talking so simple. I put 3 chicken breasts, which was about a pound of chicken, in my crock pot with a cup of salsa, and let it go. It was like frozen chicken. It wasn't even fresh chicken either.
Okay.
Let it go for a couple hours, and I'm telling you, I couldn't even pull it out of the crock pot because it was just falling apart.
Yeah.
So right before we started filming this, I had a wet paper towel, and I warmed this for a minute and a half. The wet paper towel will help the chicken from drying out.
Okay, cool.
So we also have some black beans that we're going to use in our recipe. I have some a Mexi blend chicken, cheese, but you could use cheddar or whatever you like. And then I have some Greek yogurt.
Perfect.
Instead of sour cream. So you're saving a lot of calories, a lot of fat. You're getting a higher amount of protein, and you're getting some probiotics too. Cool. So we are going to get out a plate. And the actual serving size that I will do for this when I calculate all the proteins, fats, all that good stuff, will be 2 tostadas. But if you just want 1 or 3, however many. So we are going to, you know what, I'm going to get you your own plate, and you're going to assemble one too.
Yes, please.
All right. So we're going to do first the tostada shell, and then you're going to put some of this on there, and that's going to kind of be your glue.
Okay.
That's going to hold your chicken and your beans and everything on there. I also want to say that if you're not into the tostada shells, you could put all of these ingredients over a salad. You could do it in a wrap, like a tortilla. It's easy peasy. And this kind of chicken freezes really well. So honestly, you can have this whole dinner made in less than 20 minutes. Okay, so we got ours down here, and just spread it out however much you like. And then we're gonna take some of this shredded chicken, put it right on top.
Yummy.
And then some beans. Now, if you don't love black beans, you can also get a low-fat version of refried beans, and I would put those on before you put on, the glue. And then just a little bit of cheese on top, or a lot of cheese.
Cheese for
I know
cheese.
she is the cheese. And then a dollop of this. And I swear, y'all, when I heard about this, I was like, you're telling me yogurt is like sour cream?
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure you get plain yogurt. One time, I accidentally got vanilla.
No, that's not right. No.
It was big fail. Big fail. And if you want to be fancy and cute, if you do bring like a mini version of these to a holiday party, you can like garnish with a tiny piece of cilantro because
So pretty.
Beautiful. All right, so I need you to get in there and take a bite and tell me what you think.
I'm excited.
And I would totally love to come back and do this again. So I need you guys to tell me like other types of recipes you'd like to see. Easy, simple,
super easy. I love that you can do this in a quick period of time. You can cook the chicken while you're out doing errands and stuff like that.
Instapot, if you cook this, if your Instapot's already warm, you can cook this chicken in less than 10 minutes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I need to get me one of those.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me and Kaylin and Lowcountry Nutrition.
And we'll be doing a couple partnerships in the future.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We've got a lot of big things planned for Bluffton coming up in 2020. Make sure you guys send me an email or a direct message and let us know what other kinds of recipes you'd like to see in the Lowcountry kitchen, and we'll make sure to bring those to you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.